only real music is gonna last anyway. So word to Drake's dad. He said that. I actually haven't ranted about that. I've kept that to myself as well. Oh, that felt so good to say.
I don't think there's an artist I dislike like that. I don't think.
I don't dislike him as a person. It's just the music, and I just didn't.
I dislike Davido. He doesn't make any like correlations in the topic right now because he's an African artist. But I seriously cannot stand his music. I know all the words because people rinse them out.
Yeah.
But if you ever see me in the club and I'm like singing Davido lyrics, it's my subconscious. Like I'm telling you, I hate him. I hate his melody. I hate everything he talks about. Like he just makes me.
Oh my god.
Do you know what I can't stand about Davido, man? And you know what? Makes great music, yeah.
Because you love him. I feel like people that love Afrobeats in general.
Yeah.
He's one of the people that will just slide into that category. Like
No, I think Davido should shave his beard. To be honest with you, like it's a disgrace. I can't even lie. Like it's a 2000 R&B chin strap. Like I don't understand why he has it. You know, it's like it's a struggle beard. That's what it is. It just annoys me every time I see his face. Yeah, I'm like, bro, get rid of it. That's what annoys me about Davido. Like he's a great artist, but every time I see his face, I just want to rip it off. But yeah.
Wow.
Thanks for the very quick.
Yeah.
This is RIA et al. And you're watching RIA et.
Tia Lewis.
Afolabi. Safe. Top games. Listen, I want to work in this industry. I don't think I'm ever going to after this comes out.
Well, I feel like we need more outspoken people. Bumbling is then.
Yeah, we can't be doing that, man. We can't do
That's
that.
why I'm with you. I'm not compromising. I am so for putting talent out there. I don't care if there's a lot of people. Do you know what's really struggling? And what's it called? You see JME? He's right. Like
Bad boy.
He was saying that we should remove numbers. Of
I meant to watch that video. You sent it. Yeah, I didn't click it.
He was saying like take followers off, the amount of views off, blah blah blah. He made a good point that I struggle with as well. Then there's a song on YouTube, you're more tempted to look at the views. That's like me as well. And even when someone sends you a top song, if it's got bare tweets, I feel like me anyway. I'm more inclined to look at it just like human nature. Sometimes I'm not even being that good, but there's people that have music and it's got like 2 retweets, and it's fire. And because it doesn't look attractive enough for you to even go click it, you won't. And I feel like that's so bad. And sometimes I'm thinking, someone sends me a song and they want me to listen to it, and look at the views and I'm thinking this song's really not good because I haven't got that many views. But that's so untrue.
That's why, for my marketing, I'm actually trying to move away from social media marketing for reasons like that, for people to actually hear it first before they form any
So how do you get around that? Because I struggle with that as well.
Ideas, I just
even
can't
people
say them right now. But I definitely want to.
You keep them.
I do want to move away from social media because I just think.
But even social media rules the world, like.
I do, but I think again for music is something that you have a connection to, like most of the time.
Sorry.
Something like that. So that's why I'm trying to move away from social media to more like connecting type of thing, like experience type of things.
So there's this thing called Sofa Sounds that I went to like some panel school, one of them was there, and I think it's so cool. So they make like living room concerts.
Yeah,
so
I think I've seen
it's only
it.
like a small amount of people.
Yeah.
I'm so sure it's way less than 100. And you get an intimate experience.
What was it called again? I think
So Far Sound. So it's like so far.
I think I watched a TED talk about that.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna see that.
Yeah. Or someone doing pretty much the same thing.
I think that's so cool. And it literally is about immersive experiences. And instead of like, not saying concerts are bad, but I just feel like it's a good example to restore everything back to
music. I think what I noticed when I went wireless last year is like, even the general admittance, you can only get so far. Like the VIP people, and obviously they pay more, but then I think like a concert, we're all here to hear the music. But then when you're so far back, like you actually can't see.
That's
like,
why
sometimes it becomes an issue.
That's why I always get standing tickets. You see me sitting down, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying for the artist, so I don't know what happened there, but yeah. But I always get standing, and I'm not, doesn't necessarily have to be at the front, but like, I need to be like 5 rows so I can see it. Like, when I listened to Drake here, when Mac Drake was there, I don't think I would have enjoyed it if I was like far back or in the middle of the crowd. If I wasn't like right in front of Drake, but then you have to make sacrifices like.
Were you VIP?
No.
Oh, for why that's not.
No, but you have to make sacrifices like mosh pits and stuff like that. Cause
They
they
don't
always
think so.
happen.
No.
No, they are. But when you have I learned my lessons. I didn't have a wig yet. But like when you have like wigs and stuff, they're going. Have you not seen the video of the?
Yeah.
I saw the one on the carnival. Yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that was mad. I was like, wow, where is she now? I was just thinking, where's it go? Like,
It's sad.
did you go home?
But mosh pits do actually they do serve like an emotional, intimate experience. Because like there's like a couple of you. Some of them are just there just to be violent, but some people actually really feel the music take over them.
Honestly, I feel
all
it.
like, all your energies all combined and you're just
It is,
sometimes.
yeah. 2015, so you were at the front when you went to Wireless,
Not
right?
that Drake, the one that just came back.
Oh, when I went
I've only been
2015,
twice, you know, this year and last year.
same here. I've only been twice as well. But I went like 2014 and 15. And when I went 2015, like the front was only reserved for VIP.
Yeah, same as last year.
We said no. This isn't running. So we all jumped. Yeah, we all jumped. The security guards couldn't stop us. Like everybody just jumped in unison, and we just like got to the front. Because we're not, obviously we want to see Drake as well, but we're not prepared to pay the money for it. But we gonna see him. So basically, that article was about the position Spotify, Google, and Apple Music were in terms of streaming. At that time, I think it was, well, Spotify were always in the lead, but I think it was far more closer at a time. At that time, I think Spotify had like 17 million subscribers, Apple had 30 million, and before then, Spotify hadn't issued an IPO, so they were still a private company. But now, I feel since Spotify have gone public, they're going to acquire far more capital to be able to diversify what they're doing. Yeah. So it's not just about music, and I don't think it ever has been just music, especially with Apple, but I'll get into that in a second. But with Spotify, it never was just music, because there's only so much growth that you can gain from just, from streaming music and, getting as many subscribers. They've now obviously gone into podcasts, which was probably the smartest thing to do, and they're also going to delve into video far more than they already have. With Apple already had the capital to be able to do whatever they want. Music is minuscule to them, and despite them being very aggressive in their growth, it's not really, I don't think it's really their focus, to be honest with you, because if they wanted to, they could have done far more. Google have come back with YouTube Music, though I haven't really paid too much attention to it, because I feel as if that they're a bit too late. And to be honest, they had the head start before Spotify, but they just didn't take advantage. And I think it's funny, because I mentioned that a few months ago, I tweeted it a few months ago, and then my boy said that it's not about it. It's Google's business model is about collecting data. So they wouldn't really be focused on music unless if they can see it as a reason, as long as it helps them collect data, then that's when they'll get involved. And I think that's probably the reason why, they've revamped Google Play, and it's now just YouTube Music. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the next few months, a few years in fact.
I still feel like they should have if that's their purpose, they should have clocked onto that a long time ago, because Spotify aren't themselves collecting data, but they've got other third parties. I think one's called, is it We Are Instrumental? Yeah, We Are Instrumental. I think they're specialised in AI, so they get all the data of who's popping, who's doing the most most played. They're even looking into algorithms to see what kind of music that everyone likes, so that you can try and change that into like music that everyone likes and just keep pumping that out to make money of it. So I feel like they I don't know what their goal is, but they're definitely still behind, because Spotify, like let's say in the next few years, they're going to have some serious intelligent data that they're going to use to like manipulate even like beyond what they're doing already.
I think they're already doing that, to be honest, because nobody really chooses what they like.
Well, on the radio play function on Spotify.
Yeah, playlists. The radio as a whole as well. The way I see it is the playlists that Spotify now curate is basically what BBC and every other radio station has been doing for decades.
Yeah, you know? They're just giving us.
They're just doing the same thing.
Being paid as well.
Yeah, being paid. And people feel as if like DJ Booth wrote an article about that like a few years ago, and they said that Hot 97 are basically being paid to play music, you know. And I feel as if that's the same thing is going on now in the playlist era. Like,
definitely.
Like songs that are in playlists are not meant to be there. Like, oh yeah, because we spoke about this. Like,
before we go there, Tia, you on the podcast, that was a brilliant podcast by the way. You were talking about how all this streaming. Yeah. You feel like we've lost our emotional connection with music because we can't just go and pick up that vinyl, that CD, and it doesn't mean anything to us that we collected something. Yeah. Can you elaborate on that?
Because when I listen to music, like even the artists that I listen to, I don't just like today. I don't listen to chart music. I listen to music because it means something to me, like because I like the artist or the music. So I'm quite a big fan of like people listening to music because it means something to them. And so with that, I was trying to explore, because you can just go on Spotify, you can listen to anyone. Like even artists I really don't care about that much, I could just listen to their album because it's like popping right now. So I think because anyone can do that, because music's everywhere, it's quite, what's that word? Content is everywhere and it's just easily accessible. So I think because of that, you're not going to really think like, does this mean a lot to me? Whereas, as you said, where people used to go out and buy the CDs, it meant more to you. If you saved up, that album definitely means something to you compared to now. Yeah.
So you see how, back to your point, how they're controlling everything. So what was you guys' initial reaction to like Drake being pushed in your face? So on the cover of all the playlists and in every single playlist as well.
Spotify is shameless, man, but I get it, you know, I get it. You use the biggest artists to be able to push their music, and then hopefully you garner a bigger audience. But for goodness sake, like, what type of that's so aggressive, it's so in your face, it's like, and I don't even think it would even push people away, but for goodness sake, like, have some dignity. God, and I saw what really annoyed me was the where he was at the cover of the Grand Shutdown playlist.
That wasn't even the worst.
No,
he was gospel.
Oh yeah, gospel.
I was like,
it's like they all took different pictures to that super mood to make you feel like, it wasn't that.
It makes you think like, did Universal pay them? Like,
I was surprised because I didn't think that they would just do it, like as you said, like in your face. Like I was just kind of like,
because it's like you have to be like, whoa,
this is obvious. Like you're really doing this.
So you said something about that's technically advertising.
I was trying to because on my Twitter I put out music news. So that article came up that like people's reaction to it. They tried to sue Spotify because they said that as a premium payer, you're not meant to see adverts, and then I was like, that's actually true. Like, we're not meant. That is advertising. So that made me reconsider it, and I was like, I'm just shocked that they would be so.
But if that's the case, what about all the other playlists that have had covers of artists? Like, just because Drake is on every single playlist, previously you would have a playlist with an artist's face on it. Is that not advertising?
I just think the Drake one was so like,
because it was like he was interrogating that he shouldn't have been.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like Scorpion had just came out as well, so you're deliberately like promoting that to everybody. So I can see why it could be classified as advertising as well. I wonder if anyone actually took up any lawsuits with them, like
The article said they did.
They probably won't.
I don't know. They were just looking for refunds for their premium subscription or something. So like, if you're getting by like £10 or something.
And another thing, like you said, you don't know if Universal paid them. You looked into the shareholding when Spotify floated.
I really need to read my articles because I read it with time still.
And you were saying some of the biggest record labels like Universal. Who else was there? So there's UMG. There's another one.
Sony, Warner, like all the majors.
Yeah, all those. They all got shares in it. So it's kind of like a maybe. I don't want to say monopoly because I don't know how much shares they have. But it's like they must be getting something from it other than monetary.
They didn't own a lot. So they didn't own a lot. But the shares, what they did have was very valuable, like in the hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
So that's what it was valued at. But for me, I wrote this. So I wrote that in my last article that I wrote like nearly 2 months ago, and then I wrote it in another one as well. I think it was about the one about UK R&B. Like basically, I feel like the shares that they owned basically they garnered influence from owning those shares.
Yeah.
And so they can basically go to Spotify and say that, yo, this artist, he's a priority of ours, add him to the playlist. Because it doesn't make any sense. The UK R&B playlist, like go and check it out. Okay.
I've seen it.
Scratch that one. Go and check the Carnival, the Carnival playlist. It's trash.
Yeah, it's
just for people that haven't seen it, because obviously Carnival was before this, and then what was on there?
I didn't even scroll through the whole thing. I can't even remember.
That's a dead artist, by the way.
Yeah, I was like,
I didn't even see much dance halls.
That's the thing.
That baffles me. Like, how could you put out a Carnival playlist? You're not even putting like dance hall and reggae, which is something that we're guaranteed to go for it initially.
It was shocking. Do you know what? I'm gonna get the playlist up because you sent it to me.
If it's still there, then it'll be still.
Yeah. Fuse ODG.
That's what I'm saying.
I beg.
Like that. Like, come on.
Major Laser. Come on, man. Of course, Kevin Little.
Turn me on.
Nah, this isn't good, man.
Some of these playlists though, that's why I don't listen to Spotify playlists, because a lot of them, I don't know, if I'm looking for a particular genre, I end up skipping.
Yeah, I normally listen to their like pop and like EDM and those random playlists. I don't really listen to their urban.
It's just
the people that are paid to make these things, they don't know what they're doing. Like at first on Spotify, when they said, we're gonna do a new brand playlist, I saw Young Bane on the cover, and I was like, this is not brand. Like they can't even get like the general categorization.
I feel as if that they just cast it based on colour. If you're black, you're gonna be in the urban playlist. Because Young Bane, Vroom was in the, there's a playlist called R&B, so it's you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I saw him and I was like, it's not R&B, it's not R&B. But again, that's why I feel as if like the labels are influencing that. Because he signed as well. Disturbing London is signed to Polydor.
Parlophone. Like I don't know if they've changed this recently, but I was like writing an article about like the charts and stuff. And well, as far as 2008, definitely, they didn't even have hip hop. They had R&B, and they literally played like all urban music in there. So it's not even just Spotify's fault. It's like the whole chart, whatever world, even they don't even do it properly, which I think is unfair, because I feel like we've come so far by music. Like we have so much now. You can actually like start splitting them up, and they still don't want to.
Yeah.
So let's talk about charts now. So Tia, you were saying you don't think charting is important. You don't think the charts are important to the success of people, because there's various other things that artists have done that has been more of a factor. How can I say it? A contribution to their success than the charts.
So I don't think it's not important. I think at certain times it can be important, but I think that the way some people celebrate it, like if we look at Nicki, the way she was like having like going off on Twitter because she was number 2, and in the grand scheme of things, number 2 in a chart is not that bad. But she was
about Jay-Z and Beyonce, like they got number 2 and they didn't complain. And now they're touring and they're making so much more money off their like music and touring than they did for trying to make sell their album.
Yeah, and I think I put out a tweet that said even if she was number 2, if she made an album and she was like, wow, like I worked so hard on this album, I'm so proud of what I put out. If you got to the bottom of the charts, who cares? Because you're proud of the music. So that's why I just think sometimes people focus on it too much, and then I know that there's ways today with the streaming era. I think we were tweeting about it, how you can't really like there's ways to cheat the system in theory. So then when people do stuff like that, like why are we still looking at the charts as indicative when people can cheat the system?
For like Travis Scott selling like tour tickets and merchandise with it. But you guys are saying that that's been going on for a while now, so where does the grey area stand? I don't know. Do you feel like their tour merchandise and their t-shirts and stuff make them sell more than the actual music? And then do you think that means that takes away from the music itself?
I think they're just trying to give you an incentive to buying the album. You know, you get like a cool free t-shirt. Well, not a free t-shirt, but you got to buy the t-shirt. You get a really nice t-shirt with it as well.
Well, you ruined it now. So.
Oh, sorry. What was I saying again?
You said it's an incentive.
Yeah, I think it's just an incentive to buy the album, to be honest.
So you don't think it's cheating at all?
No. Jay-Z did the same thing. So she's not hotting up Jay-Z, so why is she hotting up Travis Scott? And to be honest, to go back to charts real quick, like the charts is nothing more but just a popularity contest now.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I think as well.
It doesn't really mean much. It will still open doors. If you go to number 1, it's great to say this is a number 1 album. Like it's.
But is it really? Because as you said before, like some people campaign, promote, push, and people aren't even buying the music because they like the music. They're just buying it because you told them to.
Yeah. Well, I think there is a solution, but before I get to that. Hardy Caprio, One Nation, Unsigned. That tune peaked at 35. Yeah. On Spotify, that's got over 20 million plays. So nobody can say that song isn't successful. That's a hit. Yeah. And off that tune, Hardy was at Wireless this year.
Yeah.
So are Virgin now going to start saying that? Don't think that song's a success. No, it's a massive success. And if you look at the sales. It's sold over 200,000, so it's over. So basically the streaming platforms are trying to turn into record labels. And the examples that I gave, like the evidence that I gave was, okay, basically the DJs are the A&Rs. So they're basically saying, okay, this tune is hot, this one works, this one doesn't work, blah, 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 with, you know, the way that they produce their show. So with Julie Adenuga, she's got a UK represent. So she's basically saying, this artist is amazing, you need to check out this artist. And so that artist will hopefully get a boost. But then also with the exclusives, at the time, they're not doing it anymore because Universal were a bit pissed about it, but Drake signed an exclusive deal with Apple. So what came out? That collab album with Future. If you're reading this, it's too late.
He's also put like some of his videos on.
And that's what happens now.
Exclusively before it goes on YouTube or whatever. So like the stream platforms are acting like record labels with the advances and
and basically paying them.
And then
for
also
that.
The record labels are trying to adapt to the streaming.
And if you think about it, like if they do that, if they were still doing that, I don't know if they're doing it too much now. But if they were to still do that, what's the point of going to a label if you're going to get the advance money?